Hey, folks, and welcome back to another jam-packed show for you today. This 12th day of December, we have a ton of crime-related topics we're going to talk about today, including a family that is suing Royal Caribbean Cruise Line after a man allegedly was served 33 drinks and died aboard the cruise ship. We're going to tell you about a tragedy in Arkansas where a mother and her twins are found dead amid a very messy divorce and custody battle with her estranged partner, who is a prominent doctor in the Arkansas area. I'm going to bring you a little closer to home in Louisiana, where a 10-year-old boy jumped from a vehicle after a carjacker takes his mother's SUV. We're going to go to Florida and discuss a murder charge for two teenagers in connection to the death of a 14-year-old girl. And in New Jersey, a Santa performer and former elementary school teacher is arrested for possession of child sex abuse images. In South Carolina, it's drugs and crab legs that are on the menu for inmates who are delivered a feast via drone right to their prison. Pretty wild story there. And another Louisiana prison escape, this time in Saint Landry Parish, leaves one still on the run as of this recording. To cover those topics and more, you got to listen to Crime Wire Weekly today. I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Kelly Jennings.
Kelly, we're closing in on Christmas fast.
I know, I'm excited.
Y'all done shopping?
No. I'm never done shopping.
Christmas or not?
No, that's just what we do. Actually, I started years ago. I shop all year long, actually, and then I put it away.
Oh.
So, and I found that it works wonderfully for me.
Yeah, that's pretty smart.
And you can hit sales and be, reasonable about things that, it's just not the Christmas holiday. It just hit me. I don't know, a few years ago, I figured that out. By the time I had 3 children, I was like, instead of dropping all this money in 1-2 months, why not do it year round?
Yeah, boy, you got them kids be spoiled.
Yes,
girl.
Indeed.
Dang.
Listen.
Year round.
Listen, life is short. And if I have the ultimate goal that when I'm dead and gone, that my kids sit around the chair or the table and they reminisce about how awesome Christmas was. And so I'm making it happen. And Daddy's making it happen too.
There you have it.
What about y'all?
I wish I could say, I'm done. Everything's wrapped. A few things have been bought, but I'm typical dude, last minute. I mean, like 3 days before, I'm like, man, Amazon.
Yeah.
Can they make it in the next 3 days? Or do I need to go shopping around here?
Like belabor the point or anything, but my kids and I all sat down too, and we wrapped all our teacher gifts for Christmas last night. And they were so excited to do it and had so much joy in their hearts. And you want to pass that on.
Yeah.
You know?
No doubt about it. All right. Well, let's get into some crime-related news for today.
I'm ready.
We're going to start off telling you about Royal Caribbean Cruise Line.
You still say Caribbean.
How do you say it?
Caribbean.
I think it's either or.
Well, I think Royal Caribbean goes to the Caribbean.
It's possible. Well, potato.
You're right.
All right. The family of a 35-year-old man who died aboard a Royal Caribbean cruise after allegedly being served 33 alcoholic beverages has filed a lawsuit 7 months after an autopsy ruled his death a homicide. Michael Virgil, who is 35, and his family boarded Royal Caribbean's Navigator of the Seas in Los Angeles. This was way back in December of 2024 for a 4-day cruise to Ensenada, Mexico, a trip they intended to be a fun vacation. What began as a routine departure quickly unraveled, the lawsuit said, after an onboard incident involving security that would later become the center of a legal battle. The family, which includes Virgil's longtime fiance and their young son who has autism, has filed a wrongful death complaint in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida. The lawsuit alleges the cruise line is responsible for his death, death, claiming he was overserved and then subjected to what it called an excessive use of force and fatal actions taken by the crew members. According to that complaint, the family was directed to a bar with live music because their cabin was not ready. As they waited, Virgil's 7-year-old son grew restless and left with his mother to go check the room. Now, that left Virgil alone. The lawsuit claimed within hours of the ship's departure, crew members were negligent in serving him at least 33 alcoholic drinks, after which he became intoxicated, you think, and increasingly agitated while trying to locate his cabin. Security and crew members allegedly tackled and restrained Virgil, compressing his body until he stopped moving. The complaint said that at the direction of the staff captain, the crew injected him with the sedative haloperidol, I think is how that's pronounced, and used 3 cans of pepper spray. 3 cans. 3 cans. Man, that whole boat must have been full of pepper spray.
Even in prison, like when you spray somebody, you have to do it in so many second bursts so that you don't overuse the spray, and you have to document the bursts.
They acted like they was spraying Glade.
Damn.
I mean,
I don't even get crazy with Lysol like that.
The suit said that the combination of restraint, sedative use, and pepper spray caused significant hypoxia, impaired ventilation, respiratory failure, cardiovascular instability, and ultimately cardiopulmonary arrest. The medical examiner later ruled that death a homicide. The medical examiner wrote the cause of death was from the combined effects of medical asphyxia, obesity,
myopathy?
Cardiomegaly.
You should be a doctor, Jim.
I'm going to get clowned on this one in the comments. And ethanol intoxication. The report also said the injury occurred from the body compression during restraint by multiple ship security personnel and ingestion of ethanol. Virgil's body remained refrigerated on board until the ship returned to Los Angeles 2 days later. Michael's family has suffered unimaginable heartache and torment caused by Royal Caribbean crews. That from the attorney. What we're supposed to be a beautiful family vacation came to an unimaginable tragic end due to the way the situation was handled. Of course, this is from the attorney for the family. You know, he's going to certainly spin things his way. The complaint also notes Virgil purchased the deluxe beverage package, which gives passengers access to nearly all of the ship's drink offerings for free, for that one price, not for free. But a little bit of a problem there. I saw some comments originally when this story was posted online, and they were kind of saying, hey, he FAFO'd, he got really drunk, he got belligerent. But I mean, 33 drinks, you got to know when to cut a man off too, or a woman for that matter.
You would kind of think just because of the amount of money they have. I mean, listen, I know people it's their responsibility to take care of themselves, but once you become impaired, that kind of goes out the window.
Yeah, your judgment certainly, at least mine gets clouded.
Guaranteed.
Kelly's don't get clouded.
Oh, mine.
She wears other people's clothes.
Okay, they don't know that story. Jim and I don't know why we were just talking about this. I said, man, I get so happy. I ended up coming home with an extra vest on one time because I don't know.
Leather vest at that.
Yeah, I was like, where the hell this guy? I was adding clothes. But, it seems like their system would at least flag if so many drinks have been served in such a short amount of time, even if connected throughout the ship, just as a safeguard for themselves. It seems like that would be in there. But another thing, too, is that haloperidol. Specifically, it says you should not have alcohol while you're taking this because it can lead to your central nervous system completely shutting down. But both drinking and that medication will drop your blood pressure. Mm-hmm. So whoever made that call to give him that, I don't think that they were well advised.
Yeah.
And they're not doctors, right?
So if you're dropping your blood pressure, it seems like they were trying to calm him down, like sedate him. That's what it said in the...
Yeah, but sedation has to be safe. I mean, if alcohol induced, you know what I'm saying? Like they've got to look at the counterintuitiveness of what they're doing. I'm curious who oversaw that. I don't mean to get too techie here, but like technical, but I wonder who oversaw that and can make that command because they're not doctors.
Oh, they've got doctors on those ships.
But
medical doctors. I had to see one time.
No, I know that, but they said this was the crew captain that directed that, correct? Or was that the restraint?
I think the restraint. Was,
okay.
I don't think they specified who directed the shot.
Well, and then you have photos here, printout, where he is looks like he's punching at a wall. He's a big old boy too.
Yeah. Right. Which played a part, I'm sure, as well. I mean, you're not tackling a 125-pound kid.
Right.
You know, this man looks every bit of 300 pounds.
Right. But regardless, it suggests here, if you weren't overserved to that extent, maybe this situation could have been possibly avoided.
And that I agree with.
Yeah. I mean, just wow, 33 drinks. What kind of drinks? It couldn't have been 33 shots. I mean, because his blood alcohol content, based on something I just skimmed over, said it was 0.1 something. I mean,
what?
I know. That's what's weird about it to me.
That doesn't do math.
I know. It's not math. The math isn't mathing. But if they were super weak drinks, maybe some of the drinks they did realize were not, he was overserved. Maybe they were giving him drinks that didn't have alcohol in it. Maybe that's one of their procedural things. I don't know that. Seems like it would be smart.
Yeah. That's good. I didn't notice the alcohol content. That's interesting.
Right. Well, it just was posted yesterday. That was the New York Post that said that again. So I don't know. I haven't vetted that. I was just looking while you were talking. Yeah. And that's not mathing to me either. So wouldn't that be genius, though, if they were serving him drinks that did not have alcohol in it because he was overserved? It
was like a placebo effect.
Yeah.
He just thought he was drunk.
Yeah. But he paid for a package of unlimited drinks. They just kind of...
Yeah.
Here's you some orange juice, sir.
Yeah.
This is a screwless screwdriver. Yeah. Yeah. I don't mean to laugh. I mean, the poor guy's dead. But
yeah, it is tragic.
Damn. Yeah.
Sure. He had a family. So.
Yeah. So let's go to Arkansas now, where a heartbreaking incident occurred in Bonanza, Arkansas this past week, where a mother and her 6-year-old twins were found deceased in their home. And this tragic event unfolded during an ongoing divorce and custody battle, which has raised concerns about domestic violence. Authorities discovered the bodies of 40-year-old Charity Bialis and her children during a welfare check at their residence, and that home was valued at approximately $760,000, situated near the Oklahoma border. Now, Charity's estranged partner, Dr. Randall Bialis, has a documented history of domestic abuse. In March, he faced legal action for allegedly choking his wife, leading to charges that included aggravated assault and domestic battery. Ultimately, and this is wild to me, he pled guilty to a lesser offense of third-degree battery, resulting in a suspended sentence and a court-ordered fee that exceeded $1,500. Shortly thereafter, Charity filed for divorce and sought sole custody of the children. The discovery followed closely after a divorce hearing at the Sebastian County Courthouse, where it was reported that Dr. Bialis had been awarded joint custody of the twins. This decision added further complexity to an already tumultuous situation. In an emotional post on social media during the summer, Charity voiced her fears regarding her safety and the welfare of her children. She linked her experiences to the ongoing discussion about domestic violence, emphasizing the systemic issues that she felt shielded her estranged husband. This is a direct quote. I am the victim, yet I've been treated like the problem, while the criminal, a local doctor, is being shielded by the very system that's supposed to protect us, highlighting her attempts to communicate her concerns to law enforcement officials who she felt were not responsive. Charity's family has since expressed their belief that Dr. Bialis may be responsible for the deaths, speculating possible motives related to financial gain. Following the incident, Dr. Bialis' legal counsel indicated cooperation with law enforcement, expressing a hope that the investigation would clarify the circumstances surrounding the tragic event. Adding a poignant layer to the narrative, one of Charity's oldest children remarked on her struggles, stating, "My mother fought for 9 months to save her life and them babies, and nothing happened." This situation is echoed by disturbing details regarding Dr. Bialis' past. His first wife died under controversial circumstances in 2012, officially recorded as a suicide, though her family contests this account.
Yeah, and, in this situation, it's important to note he hasn't been charged with anything yet.
Right.
But the history dictates that I'm trying to tell Kelly to turn the page.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking with your hands. Sorry.
The history dictates here that this guy certainly has a past.
Yeah.
And in a past where some violence was involved. Then you got a ex-wife or whatever that committed suicide.
Yeah, and look, people don't change their colors here. And if he is involved in her demise here, I noticed that his attorneys didn't emphatically say, my client is innocent. They didn't say any of that. They said we are cooperating and whatever. So I'll say this, third degree, this third degree injury that he pled down to, that still means that there is in Louisiana, at least, you've caused injury to somebody, and choking someone, that actually ups the domestic abuse charge. Because in Louisiana, it's domestic violence with strangulation, and they add that specifically because you strangle somebody, you're cutting off their air supply. You are taking away their ability to survive if you continue with that. So I'm not sure why he was allowed to, it says plea down. So again, it's a different state and I haven't looked it up, but definitely sounds like she was suffering long before her ultimate demise. And the twins, it's a little boy and a little girl.
Yeah. Just cute.
And she's a beautiful woman.
Beautiful woman. Yeah. And a doctor. I mean, someone that financially it seemed to be was in a great position, but it just goes to show you that,
yeah.
Your financial status doesn't dictate your happiness.
No. And the fact that he was arrested tells me a lot. Because there's a mugshot of him in his orange shirt. I think that's a prison jumpsuit there, probably from the original domestic violence situation. But I would not be surprised. I don't know, but I would not be surprised if this does not turn unfavorable for him.
Yeah. Certainly a lot of circumstantial stuff going on.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to South Carolina, and 4 people are accused of setting up hidden cameras at a woman's home. Their names are Adam Midget, Midgett, so I'm not being politically correct here. 43, Ronna Midget Matthews, 51, Bonnie Midget, and Rebecca Broom. They're all in their 40s and 50s with the exception of Bonnie Midget, who is 74. Each are charged with voyeurism, and we've talked about many stories with this issue lately. Adam Midget is security. I'm sorry. That's just I feel weird saying that name, but he is
Maybe it's Miget. No, I'm just kidding.
It could be.
It's not.
He could be French. He's a security operations coordinator with the Charleston County School District, and he is also an Edisto Beach patrol officer. Edisto Beach Police Chief Daniel Seal said that Adam Midget has been placed on administrative leave without pay. Investigators said that Adam Midget's wife discovered a black camera lying behind the couch in the living room, pointed towards the front door that appeared to be recording people entering the residence. So she basically notices that. She also noticed the air conditioning vent on the ceiling looked slightly ajar. That could be a definite sign something's going on. While she was laying on the bed the next day, officers reported finding 3 additional cameras. One camera outside the home, a camera on the balcony pointed toward their bedroom, and a camera attached to a pickup truck registered to Adam Midget. The woman said she purchased an SD card reader to confirm that she had recorded both inside and outside of her house. Investigators said she identified 4 people shown in the footage installing the cameras. That I would say that's some pretty good evidence.
Right.
As her ex-husband, Adam, Ronna, Adam Midget's sister, Bonnie, and Adam Midget's mother, and Rebecca Broom, a family friend, were installing all this stuff. The woman said Adam Midget also added himself as an authorized user on her son's cell phone plan, which granted him access to her call records. She said she had access to text messages that showed his involvement in installing the cameras, and all 4 suspects are currently being held at the Charleston County Jail.
Mom and there's photos of this motley crew, but mom and sister, you can tell who's related, who's the family friend, but mom and sister look the same age. That's interesting to me.
Yeah.
They look the same, but they look like him. And, it doesn't say much about their marital status, but it looks like he thought she was cheating.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, or he's stalking her to that point, is what I'm saying, that he's trying to catch her doing something. I don't know why your family would get involved thinking that they're going to be helpful in something. What's going on?
Well, and I noticed her, it said that he got put on her son's cell phone plan. He kind of manipulated his way into that.
Right.
Maybe it was some sort of custody thing, and he was trying to prove that she was an unfit mother, something like that.
It's ex-husband. I was reading that as husband, so that's probably part of it. But
right.
My goodness, how did he have access to the home to do all of that? I have so many questions.
It was all set up outside the home.
No, one was in the air vent, right? Above her bed?
Well, there was one. That's right. There was one inside, but the majority of them were outside of the home.
That's creepy. And then he's the supervisor in the school district doing all that. Come on.
Look, with technology, a lot of this stuff, outside of this incident, a lot of this shit happens when it's people that you don't even know. I'm going to tell you what, Airbnbs, if you get an Airbnb, you better check every corner of that Airbnb, because people can install shit you would never think was a camera. Looks like a smoke detector, and it's, I'd check it out.
I'm not big on Airbnbs. I'm gonna be honest on
I've never stayed in one. I know friends that do, that love them, and they can be great deals.
Yeah.
I've just never stayed in one, so I can't say.
I have, and it was cool, but I always think everybody's, I don't know. I think everybody's weird, including me, and so I'm always like, what's going on?
Right.
I don't want to be paranoid, but it's are the sheets clean? Are the,
might be something you on the internet, Kelly.
My family laughs at me though, because when we go on vacation, first thing I do is a sweep of the house, man. I go through looking through every cabinet, every door, everything. And one time there was
nothing wrong with that.
There was this 3rd story bedroom up there, and I'm looking around, and there's a little door behind a cabinet that was in there, a movable chest. And my sister's like, what are you doing? I was like, hold on. And I pushed the chest, and I opened the little door, and I found their hidey hole for all their cleaning supplies, all the extras, the little shampoos and stuff.
Gosh.
That was their hidey hole.
I think you cover too much crime, Kelly.
Maybe so.
Might be a little paranoid.
Yeah, but I got that extra palm olive. I used it. We had some clean dishes.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that.
All right, let's move on to Florida. And this incident here has sent shockwaves through the community. 2 teenagers from Florida have been charged with premeditated murder in connection with the death of a 14-year-old girl. The Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office reports that 16-year-old Gabriel Williams and 14-year-old Kamari Blevins allegedly lured the young victim. Her name was Danica. I think it's Danica, or it could be Danica. I don't know exactly how you would say that. Troy, into a secluded area where they shot her multiple times before attempting to dispose of her body. The investigation began when Danica's mother, Ashley Troy, reported her daughter missing, along with her electric scooter, which had disappeared from their residence. In a grim discovery made days later, authorities found a charred body approximately 50 yards into the woods. Alongside the remains, the deputies located a black and red electric scooter and 9mm shell casings. The remains were identified as Danica's through her clothing and the scooter's description. According to information provided by a witness cooperating with the investigation, it's alleged that Williams and Blevins had premeditated the act with intentions to shoot her intentionally just once. However, Williams reportedly confessed to firing multiple shots and later igniting the body. He expressed to detectives that Danica's earlier comments had provoked his reaction. During police questioning, Blevins opted to seek legal counsel and was subsequently taken into custody as well. Currently, both individuals are detained by the Department of Juvenile Justice, while investigations are underway to accumulate further evidence, particularly pertaining to Williams's specific role in the incident. In response to this event, the Santa Rosa County School District issued a heartfelt statement expressing their condolences over the loss of Danica, who was a student at the district or within the district. The district acknowledged that the 2 suspects are also students and confirmed their commitment to fully cooperating with law enforcement efforts. As part of their response, additional counseling and support services have been made available for students and staff affected by the tragedy. And you're looking at these pictures or the mugshots of and these are kids, man.
Yeah, obviously horrible, tragic. I'd be curious to know how they got the guns.
That's my question too.
And then, they try to hide the body after they did it. So
by
this
lighting
was probably,
it on fire.
Yeah, probably planned out.
Yeah, absolutely.
In advance. there's not a ton of details out there. This is trending heavy on online right now. Unexplainable and horrible. This poor 14-year-old.
Yeah, two boys that are going to go attack one girl, and then something she said at the scene is why he shot her multiple times. Yeah, I'm sure she was bucking up when she realized there was a problem.
Yeah.
You know?
And these look like normal teens, y'all. We'll post the mugshots on the Facebook page, but just look like normal, everyday kids.
Yeah. I'll be interested on this one to know the story. There's got to be more to this.
All right. Well, let's go to Louisiana, and we're going to try to bring a few more Louisiana stories because we want to be Louisiana centric. We want to make sure that we stay in Louisiana sometimes, because we are Louisiana people.
Right.
That's an inside joke for whoever posted the comment they posted.
Yeah. Somebody, I'm going to tell the people, I don't care, we're all friends here. Somebody posted a nasty comment about our show and said, we need to be Louisiana centric. We never said Louisiana Crime Weekly. We said Crime Wire.
That's right. We talk about crime all over.
You know why?
The place.
Everybody counts. Every state.
Every state. But we are going to Louisiana for this one. And a 10-year-old boy was recovered unhurt on this past Monday after leaping out of his parents' moving SUV during an alleged carjacking in Kenner, which y'all, Kenner, for those not from Louisiana, is right outside of New Orleans. The dangerous drama started around 1:45 p.m. when Kenner police say 36-year-old Mackenzie Switzer pulled into a parking lot. This is on Veterans Boulevard, major thoroughfare in that area. She was in a Chevrolet Malibu, or he rather, was in a Chevrolet Malibu that he had already stolen from New Orleans. Police said Switzer abandoned the stolen Malibu and climbed into a Nissan Rogue that had been left running in the same parking lot. Switzer allegedly stole that vehicle, driving off with the victim's 10-year-old son still inside. Authorities said the young boy acted quickly and courageously, opening the door and jumping out of the moving vehicle to safety. Police said the boy was uninjured, and officers were able to track the stolen SUV, and this was kind of the cool part. The kid was smart enough to leave his cell phone behind. The cell phone had like Life 360 installed. And so his mother was able to pull that up and see exactly where that vehicle was going. Police said the stolen Rogue was tracked to a Metairie car dealership where Switzer allegedly was found trying to enter another vehicle belonging to the business. And at that point, he was taken into custody. Switzer was booked by Kenner police with illegal possession of stolen things, carjacking, simple kidnapping, and some traffic violations. That's hilarious. They probably gave him like speeding or running a stop sign or something just to stack charges.
There was no resisting on there?
There is not, but if you look at the mugshot, it sure looks like he might have resisted. Kenner police reminded motorists never to leave a vehicle running unattended, especially with children inside. Yeah,
someone assisted him to the ground, I'm assuming, in that arrest because he's got blood going down the side of his face.
Yeah.
But, I don't blame mom here. I mean, you're just running into the store to grab something. He's 10. It's not like he's an infant. And, these things happen. But I would suggest locking the doors, even if you leave, if you're just going to run in.
I say don't leave your kid in the car. And I'm going to say this. I got 3 of them. I ain't never left my kid in a vehicle to run inside a store. Ever. I'm too paranoid, man.
Well,
you looking and pulling dressers out of a Airbnb, but you'll leave your kid in the car?
Well, I'm just saying, if she was just running in to grab a candy bar and he's 10 years old, that can happen. It did happen. I'm just saying I don't blame mom. I don't think she was being neglectful or anything. I blame this bad guy.
I'm not saying that.
This bad guy who did the ultimate. Now, little boy, listen to me right now. That is an epic story. I hope you tell that everywhere you go, how you dove out of this moving vehicle. And I'm so glad you were smart enough to take matters into your own hands and get the hell out of Dodge.
And leave your cell phone.
Awesome. Leave that phone behind. Be a cop, boy.
Yeah.
You're smart.
Maybe that's a sign of things to come for this kid.
Man, quick on your feet. That's awesome. And then mama's just tracking down. What a team. Their Halloween costume better be like superhero.
Yeah.
They're a dynamic duo.
That's right.
That's awesome. All right, let's go to New Jersey now, where a retired school teacher who now works as a seasonal Santa Claus character has been arrested in New Jersey for alleged possession of child sex abuse images. Mark Polino, 64, has been charged with 1 count of second-degree distribution of child sexual abuse material, 1 count of second-degree possession with the intent to distribute the child sexual abuse material, and 1 count of third-degree possession of child sexual abuse material, and 1 count of endangering the welfare of a child. Detectives with the prosecutor's Internet Crimes Against Children unit learned of the inappropriate material belonging to the Hamilton Township resident on December the 4th. Mercer County prosecutor Janetta Marbray said due to Paulino's active engagement with young children as a Santa character who is available for photographs and private, corporate, and organizational events, detectives worked around the clock to obtain a search warrant. And kudos to them for that. They recognize this community danger.
Yeah.
Paulino is also said to have recently retired from the Hamilton Township School District as an elementary school teacher, which is scary. According to prosecutors, a website believed to be Paulino says he is, quote, recently retired from the Hamilton Township School District as an elementary school teacher and is now a Santa character available for photographs and private, corporate, and organizational events. On Friday, December the 5th, the prosecutor's office obtained a search warrant with assistance from the prosecutor's economic crimes, cyber crimes, and domestic violence units and the Hamilton Police SWAT team. Marbray said authorities were able to seize multiple items of evidentiary value as he was taken into custody without incident. If convicted, the retired school teacher could face up to 10 years in state prison and a fine of up to $150,000 for his second-degree offenses. The investigation remains ongoing.
And if you look at the picture of this guy, of course, we'll post it. He does look like Santa Claus.
He does.
Like he ain't the one that has to wear a beard. No. He grew the beard and he looks like him. But it's sad that you got to worry even about that. Well, you can't even take your kids to get a picture with Santa no more because he might be a pedo.
And what about the parents that are going, oh my God, he taught my kid. My kid was in his custody for, a year and maybe he didn't do anything, but he sure was interested. I mean, he's got the material on his computer or wherever they got it from. So that would be very damaging to me as a parent to wonder,
100%.
What could have happened.
Yeah, but it just don't seem like, whether this was an issue or not, when I was growing up, you never heard stories like this. Now, it seems like every Christmas we're covering a story of some perverted Santa.
Well, and I take my kids to Bass Pro for pictures with Santa, and I noticed last year, and because you pay attention to things. I noticed last year the kids do sit on the lap of Santa, but I noticed that his hands stayed closed, and his arms were like kind of out around the kids, but hands closed.
Oh,
and I thought he must have some type of special training or advisement on doing this, because celebrities also, I've learned, do some type of training if they're smart with their care team or whatever, that whenever they take pictures, you'll notice they'll have their hands open. A lot of times males will have their hands open and up around like the shoulder area when they take the photographs so that they're not accused of groping or touching too low or something like that. And I think that would be important too. If you do these things with children, that's sad, but just to protect yourself, that maybe positionally you be very careful.
Well, even police officers are trained when they do, searches, when they search somebody before they throw them in the cop car, for example, they use the back of their hand.
Right, especially when you're searching a female.
You can't grab.
Right. Well, and because you're
female or male, huh? What's that?
When you're
How is that not?
No, because
I don't want nobody grabbing my junk.
Well, no, but like pocket. Whenever you're searching somebody's pocket.
What is that? That's a nightstick.
That's my dong, sir. There's actually a video of that where a guy was. It's on video, and the cop was checking him, and he goes, "What is this?" And he goes, "It's my dick."
Yeah, I've seen it they have one with a girl that. She says, that's my, hoo-ha.
Yeah.
And it was a girl searching her, and she's like, no, you've got something in there. And she's like, no, I got a fat hoo-ha.
Yeah.
She tells the lady that.
Well, here's the deal. Like, when we search pockets, you're going to use your fingers because you're trying to manipulate anything that's in the pocket. It's not technically a search if you're just kind of checking, the pockets. But if you're going to go near private areas, that's when you use the back of the hand because your nerve endings that you can feel are on the front of your fingers. But when you're doing just a
And you
check.
can't grab from the back, so no one can accuse you of grabbing their
Right.
stuff.
So like females, when you're checking, because females can hide in their bra, anything, lots of things could be hidden in there. And so you're checking, but you're not grabbing.
Right.
There you go.
There you go.
Be
All
smart.
right. Let's go to South Carolina. And this is going to be a short but sweet one because it's something that is happening all the time, and I wanted to take a little time to talk about it. But in South Carolina, plans for a crab boil and marijuana delivery were thwarted by officials at a South Carolina prison.
Hey everyone, Crime Wire Weekly has moved to its own new channel.
We hope you've enjoyed this preview. To continue listening, please follow the link referenced in the description of this podcast.
Or simply search Crime Wire Weekly wherever you're listening.
And don't forget to follow the show so you can be alerted when new episodes drop.
Thanks for listening.